Yo, welcome to the podcast with Joel Ants, proudly sponsored by my two mainos, alright? I got R Green in the house, with a laughing Buddha. Then I got P motherfucking Green, one of the best O's I've known to come with the best outdoor cheese, you know what I'm saying? All these O's, all in this beautiful blotchy. You know, just like this O up, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Let's get back to business, alright? There was out that one of my bros actually so-called challenged me to do a stoner review on certain books, you know, and I don't know any stoner stories, but I do have a stoner guide, you know what I'm saying, and this organization is High Times magazine, High Times, alright? And this was an organization that blew my motherfucking mind, you know? And it all started 2004, alright? I was walking into CNA Balfour Park. Alright, and I met up with this thing. I had about 15 minutes in my graph left, okay? And I saw a High Times magazine. And like I said, this magazine blew my mind on marijuana. How it looked, what it does, but I never paid too much attention to it at that time. It's just the magazine that blew me, okay? And then, you know, came the internet. And then I started checking this website, right? And it's an organization in San Francisco, California. Now these people have been pushing marijuana in ways I never thought they would be doing, you know what I'm saying? And the different effects of different weed, you know? I was gonna give you a quick rundown. You know, when I was in Durban, at that time we were smoking DP, Durban Poison. And bro, Durban Poison was a shit. And not knowing about high grade, in check, came to the Josies. That's when I met up with the Swazi. It said at that time, it said Dado used to hit stupidness, you know. It was a type of Zor that when you smoked it, it's like someone put a cloth over your brain, like suffocated your brain in such a way you were scared to even talk, you know. It made you feel like that. You check. Then skunk came around, right? Skunk was like a whole new different ballgame. But it came with a heavy burn and a fucking throat, you check. And at that time, when Swazi came, cheese also came out at that time, you check. But we had more of the outdoor cheese. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that with cheese, it gave like a more smoother, more tastier on your palate compared to Swazi and skunk, you know. And when I had the internet for High Times magazine, bro, the things that these people were doing was out of the ordinary, bro. You know, the way the weed looked, you know. They even gave you step to step on how to actually grow your fucking weed, you know? They gave you everything, my bro. You know, and in such a way where they gave you a guide from beginners to even advanced growers. You check in such a way where they even came down to a point where, you know, your weed can look and smell good, but there's no fucking punch to it, you know. And the steps that they told me were simple steps. Said, bro, you know, you just need you need 12 hours of daylight, like sunlight. You know what I'm saying? And 12 hours of nighttime. You check, and even if they even instruct you how to grow your weed inside the house. If you don't have that natural light, you know, and they went so deep in such a way where weed has actually cured certain cancers, bro. You know, I've tasted a lot of weed. Yo, Art Green, I appreciate the love, my bro. You know, like different weeds give you different buzzes, you know. And for me as a smoker is that I love high grade because it's a pusher, you know. It pushes you to do things, you know what I'm saying. And weed in such a way has influenced a lot of people to do things that ordinary people won't really do, you know. And sorry, it's here, the thing is that for me personally, there's certain videos that they showed how certain guys go out to Mexico, to fucking Colombia, to all types of the world, you know, to look for different types of strains. You check, and in these videos that I saw, bro, hey, say I've seen people with acres of fucking marijuana, you know, in such a point where these O's actually took one seed and took another seed and actually put it together and tied it. You know what I'm saying? That's why we see this beautiful look. You know, I went to Cape Town, bro, I think a couple of years back, it's here, on a graph, you know, and I met up with these slum brainos, you check, and they introduced me to orange, it's here. Paid a clip 50 for it, like a size banky, sort of like this banky, yeah, you check, and bro, that thing looked so dope. I didn't want to smoke the weed, you know, but I had to, you know. And the effect it gave me is, bro, it's like you are goofed, but you can do something, let's say, bro, you know. And people always looked at us smokers very different, and I have no idea why, you know what I'm saying. And for me is that I'll keep on pushing this shit, you know what I'm saying. High Times Magazine, big ups to you all. I appreciate the shit, the information, you know. And the culture of marijuana is that I've met more friends and had more decent conversations on marijuana, you know, than any other substance out there, you know. And most of those people that I met up on marijuana, we're still together, you know. And I want people just to understand that we are fully functional, you know. We are there with you, you know. And High Times Magazine has been pushing marijuana in such a way where certain states have actually made it illegal in the states, you know. Let's give an example like Michigan. The revenue that they pulled in 1 month You wouldn't believe it. It's about $120 million. You know? Now, that type of revenue is good for the country. If people could just, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just here to educate it, and I'm just here to give my advice on marijuana, you know, because I have been taken for, people have fatted me, people have undermined me, people have overlooked me, you know what I'm saying, because I smoke weed, you check? And the thing is that I always tell people, don't mistake my goofness for stupidness, you know what I'm saying? And with me being this person that I am, there's certain situations that say, if I didn't smoke weed, bro, I don't think I would have handled it the way I'm supposed to be handling it if I was sober, you know, it's just me, you check, and you know, every woman out there, you know, wants to go to Paris, you know, or Italy, Venice, you know. I want to go to High Times, as annual High Times magazine festival, you know, where it's divided into edibles, it's divided into ointments, it's divided into different types of strains, you know, in such a way where dabs has actually been introduced. It's like these those have extracted like the weed, you know. I can't give you in detail, but I'm just bouncing around, you know. They have actually taken that and made it like dabs, you know. And the O's that got me inspired in a way to do all this is big ups to Snoop Dogg, GTN, big ups to 2 Chainz, most expensive shit. You check, and these are the O's that actually have their own strains, bro, you know, and are making a difference here. And in such a way, when like there's certain weeds I've smoked, and I've thought about certain people, and I've already put myself in that mode of, this is a weed for people that just want to just chill out. It's not too heavy on the brain, you know, but it's just there. You check. And my auntie had pains in her legs, and my next door neighbor, his brother, owns a beautiful fucking Rastafarian joint in Tando, Rocky Street, you know, and she had this ointment, you check, that she used on her legs. You check, and I asked my auntie, I asked my neighbor, you know what, check it, can you help her out? And it said this thing worked like a fucking, like magic, bro, you know. And I've always asked people this question, you know, that have like pains, you know, or have some kind of chronic disease, you know. And I've always asked them, have you ever asked your GP, you know what I'm saying, about marijuana? You check, and I don't know if they asked them, but you know, nowadays you'll be fucking surprised, you know, what your GP knows and who he knows and how connected he is, you know. And I say, don't be afraid, ask the man, you know. And it's a beautiful thing. You check, and they gave a detail on, it's just simple details to how to grow your weed, etc. Go visit this magazine, go visit the site, High Times, you know, the culture, the festival, gosh, etc. The way they have, it's just the way they have did things, bro, you know. And I wish South Africa could do such things like this, you know. For number one, it will boost up our tax. It will take off a lot of pressure off the taxman, you know, in such a way, the way things is going. You check. But I'm afraid too, because even though we think we are advanced in some way, certain things will never change, except, bro, you know. And I hope people out there can have a different kind of perspective, you know. And because now there's THC, you know, they have extracted certain things from, you know, the way the weed is, you know. I met up with a German woman next door to a friend of mine, you know, where she had this, I don't know, it was an injection, but at that time I think it's THC, but the liquid form, like powerful, about maybe 10 times powerful, you check, and it's amazing, bro, amazing, you check, and this is just my stoner guide to marijuana. High times will blow your mind with women that are also doing their thing to also growing their weed, you know. It's just fucking outrageous, bro. You know, outrageous. You check, and that's the stoner guide, they said, gents. You know what I'm saying? And I hope people have a different perspective of us smokers, you know. Like your love and haters at the same time. But it's cool, you know. So from the podcast, your aunt's stoner guide to marijuana, not dacha. Please, not dacha. Marijuana. If you want to grow your weed, and you want to do anything with weed, and if you're interested in it, go see High Times magazine. Alright? So, on the podcast, like I said, your OANs, peace, love, and happiness. Alright?
Happy birthday to you.
Now,
Happy birthday to you.
what can I say?
Happy birthday, dear Anthony. Happy birthday to you. I love you, my baby.
Thank you.
Here you go.
It's here. We're gonna blow the candles together, right? 41 years old, my beautiful, sexy wife. You know how we do. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love you, baby.
Alright, Chicky, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? For the birthday, gotta get the birthday present, you know what I'm saying? Hey, check this candle out. What time? Get out. Get out. Alright, love y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. Keep yourself safe, your family safe. Stoner Guide, High Times Magazine. Love y'all.